put everything on hold because the turmoil that has exploded in reality TV and hip-hop circles is so combustible that it has the internet in a tailspin. Due to accusations that she was involved in a scandalous relationship with a Nigerian musician, Jim Jones, the Dipset veteran and longtime fiancée Chrissy Lampkin, recently confronted none other than Brooke Bailey, yes, the basketball wife's own firecracker. That altercation did not take place in private. Insiders claim that Jim went in a manner that has never been witnessed before. Accusations made public, words flying, and Brooke returning with a fury. And what triggered him? Industry insider rumors, leaked images, and purported communications all suggested that Brooke wasn't only hanging around. She was deeply involved in adultery. Drama that made Jim's world tense. Social media is exploding. Supporters are taking sides, and the story of treachery is getting out of hand. Was Brooke actually caught doing this? Superstar from Nigeria? Or is this just another instance of untidy rumors going awry? And why, of all people, would Jim feel the need to publicly confront her? The reality of this face-off is more juicier, darker, and uglier than anyone anticipated, and the consequences are only getting started. You must first go back in time and examine the past of all parties involved in order to comprehend why Jim Jones blew up with Brooke Bailey over this purported involvement with a Nigerian musician. Because this was no chance encounter. This was the culmination of years of conflict, treachery, and tainted reputations. First, let's talk about Jim Jones. Jim has been regarded as a hip-hop legend in Harlem for many years. A hustler, a Dipset soldier, and the man who supported Chrissy Lampkin no matter what. Since the first seasons of Love and Hip Hop New York, their relationship has served as the show's foundation. In 2011, Chrissy publicly asked Jim to marry her on national television, a daring action that turned gender norms on its head and garnered international attention. The fans were certain that marriage was imminent. However, Jim has yet to wed her more than 10 years later. Not only has Chrissy been upset over the rejection, but his supporters have also been accusing him of being unfaithful to her. Let's welcome Brooke Bailey. Basketball spouses are aware of Brooke's reputation, which has always been a combination of chaos, bluntness, and beauty. She has been connected to musicians and NBA players, and she has even been charged with inciting controversy in order to gain influence. Whether you love or dislike Brooke feeds on controversy. Even though she has changed who she is several times, her name always ends up in someone's scandal. What occurs, therefore, when these two universes meet? You receive a keg of powder, all set to blow up. Rumors began to circulate, which is said to have been the spark, that Brooke was hanging out too much with a young Nigerian musician who is well known for both his music and his high-profile partnerships. Social media investigators were able to piece together flight patterns, matching jewelry, and suspicious Instagram posts. Supporters started to wonder if Brooke and this singer were more than just pals. At first, they were much more. The leaks followed the dismissal of the rumors. Screenshots of supposed flirtatious late-night messages and blurry images of Brooke cuddling up to the singer backstage at a Logos show, according to insiders. All of a sudden, it was more than just rumors. The story changed. People were looking for answers after Brooke Bailey was supposedly involved in an affair. However, why was Jim Jones concerned? History enters the picture here. Insiders claim that Jim has always been defensive of Chrissy's reputation and his tight circle. Despite not being a blood relative, Brooke has been linked to the same social circles, and reality TV cosmos set Brooke off when it was rumored that he was having an affair with someone connected to Jim's crew while entertaining another man. It was more than infidelity rumors to him. It was a disgrace to his ethic of allegiance. Not to mention Jim's personal scandals. Chrissy has put up with years of allegations that he is cheating, and he is no stranger to cheating suspicions himself. The irony was soon pointed out by fans. While his own record is questionable, Jim accuses Brooke of infidelity. However, according to insiders, Jim's altercation had nothing to do with hypocrisy. The topic was humiliation. Neither his name nor Chrissy's was what he wanted. Drawn into yet another tumultuous controversy. Brooke, on the other hand, wasn't exactly starting from scratch. She has been charged with being the other lady, snatching males, and engaging in risky behavior and connections. The narrative gains international attention when a Nigerian superstar, someone with wealth, notoriety, and worldwide influence, is added. Social media exacerbated the situation. Fan pages began comparing Brooke's Instagram account side by side, captions, as well as the enigmatic tweets from the Nigerian singer, despite neither tagging their location. A post went viral that purportedly showed them in the same hotel in Dubai at the same time. Fans didn't require concrete evidence. By the time Jim intervened, the story was sufficiently credible. Brooke was already convicted by the internet. Headlines like "Love and Hip Hop Meets Afrobeat" and "Brooke Bailey's Nigerian Affair" were trending on blogs. Jim made the decision that he would not remain silent as the pressure increased. Brooke wasn't the only one involved. Allegiance, pride, and the public's opinion of those involved in the scandal were at stake. Jim Jones recognized a chance to address the problem directly, and when he did, his reaction startled everyone because Jim decided to air it out in the most public way possible rather than having a private discussion. And the things he said elevated this rumor into a full-fledged conflict. At last, Jim Jones was unable to contain himself any longer. Insiders claim that what began as internet rumors, blogs, and side remarks escalated into a full-scale altercation in front of several witnesses in a VIP lounge in Hollywood. After learning that Brooke Bailey was inside the building, Jim reportedly pulled up with his team already hot. The atmosphere was tense as soon as he entered. Witnesses claim that after glancing at Brooke, Jim walked right by everyone else and leaned in, saying, "Brooke, stop playing games. You think we don't know what you've been doing?" The room froze. You think this Nigerian boy will keep it quiet? It's already out there. People pulled out their phones, but Jim's tone was so intense that most of the video was too shaky to convey the words. The subdued, controlled wrath that results from disgrace and betrayal. Brooke was not going to back down. She reportedly got to her feet, flicked her hair, and fired back, according to witnesses. To begin with, don't treat me like your girl. Before you come for me, worry about Chrissy and your mess. The place was on fire after that one line. Social media and echoed gasps blew up a few minutes later after it was revealed that Brooke had included Chrissy in the turmoil. For Jim, it was no longer only about Brooke's supposed adultery. She had brought his fiancé into the scandal. The dispute intensified. Jim claimed that by skulking around with a Nigerian singer who, in his words, doesn't even respect you, Brooke had degraded everyone in their social circles. "At least he treats me better than half these rappers treat their women," Brooke allegedly said in response to the clapback. "Don't pretend you're not doing worse out here." That clapback was quite powerful. Brooke used it as a means of reversing the situation and reminding everyone that Jim has a history of alleged infidelity. Now that the hypocrisy was in the spotlight, social media enthusiasts quickly took sides. Some claimed that since Chrissy had been subjected to rumors about Jim for years, he had no right to face Brooke. Others stood up for Jim, asserting that he was defending respect and allegiance inside their group. However, the first startling development in the purported leak completely changed the course of events. The gossip publication claimed to have screenshots of direct messages between Brooke and the Nigerian singer, which were uploaded hours after the altercation. The texts were explicit rather than merely flirtatious. The singer purportedly said, "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was unforgettable." Brooke supposedly responded, "You already know I'm happy. Oh, I'm risking everything for you. I'm risking everything for you." The internet crashed. Like wildfire, the screenshot went viral. Every element is being examined by fans. Was it authentic? Was it made up? Swiftly, Brooke posted on Instagram, saying, "Fake." Don't blogs doubled back, saying the comments came from a verified insider close to the singer, but her denial did little to halt the onslaught. Believe the lies. You guys are so desperate to see me down. 2 nights that Brooke was seen out, timestamps were deconstructed by Twitter threads, and fans made connections between the singer's posts and her mysterious Instagram captions. One of the most popular tweets was, she said, "Risking it all, sis." He simply admitted. It wasn't made any better by the Nigerian singer at the center of the controversy. He tweeted something cryptic rather than denying anything. Not everything can remain hidden indefinitely. He added fuel to the flames with a single statement, leading admirers to believe that the affair was real. Chrissy Lampkin, meanwhile, said nothing. Nothing, no statements, no posts. Fans speculated that she was humiliated in private while Jim was out publicly confronting Brooke, which only made matters worse. Some fans even asked whether Jim's anger was genuinely a reaction to Brooke's behavior or whether he was only shielding Chrissy from yet another humiliating controversy in the long run. The altercation did not finish with words back at the lounge. After Brooke clapped back, witnesses say Jim slammed the table and said, "This ain't over. Don't make me bring the receipts." That last statement left everyone in a frenzy. What were Jim's receipts? Did he have evidence that could definitively defeat Brooke, or was he just bluffing? The blogosphere had already defined the evening as one of the most outrageous confrontations of the year by the time dawn arrived. The headlines shouted, "Brooke Bailey versus Jim Jones. A Hollywood infidelity scandal erupts." Fans were yelling for Chrissy to speak up, wondering what receipts Jim might be holding while awaiting confirmation or denial from the Nigerian singer, Then the cliffhanger intensified like clockwork. "You guys think the direct messages are crazy?" hinted another gossip page. "If the video, which purports to show Brooke and the Nigerian singer together, is real, it will not only validate the suspicions but also destroy Brooke's denial and push this controversy into new, destructive heights." Everyone was wondering if the tape would come to light, and if it did, would it reveal something more sinister about Jim's involvement in this tangled story, or would it ruin Brooke's reputation? The altercation at the Hollywood Lounge had already ignited social media. The claimed DMS were still trending, Chrissy's silence was deafening, and fans were constantly disputing. But what transpired over the next 48 hours turned the story into a full-fledged media circus. However, the supposed video, a blurred preview film posted on Instagram by a popular gossip outlet, was the next step that nobody anticipated coming. The image, which was only a few seconds long, featured a woman who bore a striking resemblance to Brooke Bailey in a dimly lit hotel hallway, with a tall male wearing stylish sunglasses standing next to her, his arm around her waist. The caption said, "Backstage, hotel, you decide." #Brooke revealed. The internet went viral. The video was replayed on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter in a matter of minutes, and fans slowed it down, zoomed in, and compared the evidence and clothing. It was incriminating. The Nigerian singer's followers matched his custom sneakers, which he had previously shown off in a post. And the websites didn't mention that Brooke had worn the exact same dress in a tagged Instagram story earlier that evening. Need to say anything? The images were more powerful than words. Brooke posted, "Y'all really out here making fake videos to ruin me?" and rejected the video right away, calling it a deep fake. Sad, but the denial was not sustained. Fans went crazy after the Nigerian singer, at the center of it all, eventually broke his silence with a mysterious tweet in which she said that she was willing to risk everything, and she did. Timelines were overflowing with screenshots of his post and descriptions such as, "He verified it without mentioning her name. You might as well be honest, Brooke, sis. Jim was correct all along." And things became much more crazy at this point. Jim Jones was reportedly not only upset by Brooke's suspected infidelity. According to another insider revelation, he was incensed since Jim had previously worked with the Nigerian singer. The leak claimed that Jim had conducted business with the singer's camp. Additionally, it felt like a violation of Chrissy's circle and his own industry status to see Brooke involved with him. The story was turned on its head by this discovery. Fans suddenly stopped viewing Brooke's supposed affair as a scandal. They were portraying it as a transgression of the unspoken principles of hip-hop, which include loyalty, respect, and maintaining a close circle. Jim's approach to Brooke was no longer only about Chrissy. It had to do with his pride as an artist and a man. Even though Brooke felt his confidence had been betrayed on several occasions, he wasn't going to give up. Rather than retreating, she stepped up and shared a slew of scathing Instagram tales. "You all like making me the antagonist. Don't let Jim deceive you. If I truly wanted that man, I could have him. When his own home isn't tidy, he worries about everyone else." The final phrase ignited a match. Officially, Brooke had turned the tables on Jim. At once, fans brought up previous tales of Jim's own adultery, the rumors Chrissy had been subjected to for years. The debate further polarized the internet, with memes abounding with captions like, "Jim out here policing Brooke while Chrissy is still waiting on a wedding ring." According to Team Jim, he had every right to check Brooke for making their group look bad. Jim's relationship with Chrissy was already a shambles. So Team Brooke retorted that he was a hypocrite with no right to criticize anyone. The frightening revelation that followed caused the fire to erupt into a raging conflagration. What was purported to be a voice tape of Brooke conversing with a friend was released by another gossip blog. We all know what he would be doing, but a voice purportedly belonging to Brooke remarked in the garbled recording, "Jim is trying to come at me like I'm dirty." No, Chrissy. She merely fulfills her role. The internet went crazy. The fans were shocked by what they heard. If this was true, Brooke wasn't merely protecting herself. She was dragging Chrissy straight into the flames, suggesting that she had put up with Jim's infidelity for years. Twitter was in disarray. It's crazy that Brooke is dragging Chrissy along in this disaster. Basically, everyone is cheating, and this has just become a square with receipts for a love triangle. Jim went live again, obviously furious. His voice roared, "I don't have to give any explanations. Because Chrissy is guilty, Brooke is trying to embarrass herself by bringing her into it. Don't mention my family name." His rage, however, did not quiet the storm. It worsened, if anything. Fans started making assumptions that Brooke's accusations might be true after all. After all, Chrissy had endured numerous instances of public humiliation while living with Jim for decades without being married. Was there something Chrissy had been living with in silence all along that Brooke's remarks were revealing? By posting an Instagram story of himself boarding a luxury jet, the Nigerian artist fanned the flames. The caption read, "Some things you can't hide forever." Fans took it as a sign that more receipts, possibly even a complete video. By this time, Brooke Bailey's alleged infidelity was not the only aspect of the controversy. Jim Jones confronting her wasn't the only thing that happened. It had grown into a huge, complicated situation involving the reputations of everyone in their social circles as well as Chrissy, the Nigerian singer. Another insider hinted that there was a second, longer film that left nothing up to the viewer's imagination, just when they believed it couldn't get much darker. If disclosed, Brooke's denials wouldn't be ruined. It would totally destroy her reputation. The following leak promised to be a career-ending, and the Nigerian singer hinted at more shortly, so the internet readied itself if the first footage made many gasp. The storm was not over, as fans knew. It was only the beginning. The culture didn't only observe when the video teaser was released and Brooke's scathing retorts appeared online, it blew up. The controversy permeated every podcast, social media platform, and celebrity group chat. It changed overnight from a tumultuous altercation to one of the year's most talked about stories. It was a battleground on Twitter. At the same time, hashtags like #BrookeExposed, #JimIsBrooke, and #ChrissyDeservesBetter trended. According to one widely shared tweet, Jim is upset about Brooke but still won't, the math ain't matching. Get married to Chrissy after 20 years. Another attacked Brooke deepfake. We recognize those shoes, girl. On TikTok. Own it. The Nigerian singer's Instagram posts and Brooke's purported hotel footage were compared side by side by creators. The fans slowed down film, matched clothing, and even focused on mirrors and reflections. In a single day, a tape called CSI TikTok Brooke Edition received 5 million views. Instagram wasn't any better. Pages of memes went crazy sharing images of Jim in a furious mood with comments like, "I'm worried about Brooke," as Chrissy remained waiting at the altar. Brooke was unable to resist when she saw another meme including the trolling word 50 Cent. The blurry video was published by him with the description, "Jimmy better." The comment section went crazy. Pay attention to Chrissy before he plays relationship police. Cardi B, who is often outspoken, tweeted, "I don't like women tearing down other women, but if you're guilty, you're guilty," while followers tagged Jim and begged for a reaction. Her statement received hundreds of thousands of likes, but it also sparked a backlash from Brooke's supporters who said Cardi was taking sides without knowing the facts. "Don't drag Chrissy in the dirt 'cause you got caught up." Fabulous added a little shade, his own way, using his Instagram story to display a mysterious bar. "Never believe a grin that has a passport stamp on it." Supporters immediately linked it to Brooke's purported foreign affair. Even hip-hop and Love alumni had something to say. Yandy Smith posted on Instagram, saying, "This isn't adorable. Protect our sisters, but hold them accountable too." Camilla merely left a comment beneath a blog post. Fans speculated that she knew more than she was revealing after hearing that one word, "Wow." Insiders in Industry Y, meantime, were muttering that promoters were growing anxious. A brand contract was stated by one source. Until things are resolved, Brooke's skincare promotion has been put on hold. Another claimed that Jim's next performance had been completely overtaken by inquiries regarding Chrissy. But the responses weren't limited to Brooke. Chrissy once again became a hot topic. Her Instagram was inundated with varied reactions from fans, some begging her to finally quit the gym while others offered prayers and support. One comment that went viral stated, 20 The Nigerian musician himself then had the most outrageous response of all, years without a ring, and now this, sis. The universe is screaming at you. Rather than refute or explain, he smiled slyly while going live on Instagram. Brooke laughed when fans inquired about him, saying, "Y'all nosy. But let's just say he didn't identify anyone, but he didn't have to. Don't chase, they come to me." The video became viral after the internet interpreted it as confirmation. The criticism of him came quickly. While some applauded him for being genuine, others accused him of using Brooke for influence. Because of the fervent defense of his fan base in Nigeria, there is a cultural divide between us followers who drag Brooke and African admirers who claim that she was unfairly singled out. The media hopped on board. The story was widely publicized by TMZ, Hollywood Unlocked, and The Shade Room. It was discussed on talk shows on the club for breakfast. Angela Ye added, "Jim got to relax. He acted like the morality police when he still got Chrissy waiting for a ring." Charlemagne Thaw God claimed to have stated this. Is Brooke telling lies? Why does Jim have this much invested? What is the true link in this case? There were distinct factions among the populace. Team Jim felt he was entitled to confront Brooke for degrading their group. She was unfairly singled out by Team Brooke, while Jim's hypocrisy went unpunished. Chrissy's team, the loudest of everyone, who insisted she go. Finally, Jim, but as yet another leak came to light, the argument heated up. A hazy second clip purportedly showing Brooke and a Nigerian singer entering a hotel room. This one was much more difficult to deny, lengthier, and more explicit. The fans went crazy. Comments like "she can't deepfake" to videos were all over Twitter. The outpouring of responses was so intense that Brooke completely disabled her Instagram comments, but it was too late. This man had her on lock. Jim is about to go nuclear. The story had previously engulfed Chrissy, Jim, her, and even the Nigerian celebrity. One insider even suggested that Chrissy herself could finally speak up, just when it looked like things couldn't get much messier. The source claims that she is sick of having her name tarnished. You shouldn't be shocked if she speaks up. It won't just be a reaction if Chrissy does come out. It might be the last straw that turns the whole scandal upside down. Because this is the one thing that fans are aware of. Chrissy rarely speaks, but when she does, her words are powerful. The world believed they had witnessed everything. The altercation, the cryptic tweets, the viral footage, and the Nigerian singer stoking the fires. There was still one more explosion in the story though, and it came from the one who had kept quiet the entire time. Chrissy had been silent while her name was dragged across hashtags and headlines for weeks. However, then suddenly, she shared a picture of herself on Instagram, reclining on a couch and sipping a glass of wine. "I've been known" is the caption's only 3 words. The internet went down. Supporters yelled in the "what does she mean" by comments. She was therefore aware of either Brooke or Jim, or both. Without saying a word, Chrissy just dropped the biggest bomb. The story was completely turned on its head by that one caption. For many years, there was conjecture that Chrissy had subtly accepted Jim's actions, remaining faithful in the face of rumors of adultery. Her statements now appeared to support Brooke's suggestion that Chrissy wasn't blind, which was hinted at in the audio leak. She simply remained quiet. Jim apparently confronted Chrissy in private out of rage, but the damage was already done. The screenshot was widely shared by gossip blogs within hours, portraying it as Chrissy's subtly devastating confession. The last twist, however, came here. A fresh leak came to light, purportedly involving Jim himself rather than Brooke or the Nigerian singer. According to receipts purportedly found on a blog, Jim had his own covert entanglement abroad while on a recent tour. Fans went crazy when the blog's teaser headline said, "While he was pointing fingers at Brooke, look what Jimmy was doing in London." The complete evidence hasn't been revealed yet. Abruptly, the whole controversy was no longer solely about Brooke's purported affair. It has to do with Jim getting entangled in his own web of deceit. Memes started to appear. Brooke was yelled at by Jim on one. Brooke quickly responded to the leak with a side and the comment, "But you were in London though. Y'all wanted me to be the bad guy, but look." "Your hero ain't clean either," she stated in a heated Instagram story. The Nigerian singer couldn't help but stir things up, tweeting, "Never try to check me when your closet is full of skeletons. It's funny how the person who points the loudest always hides the most." Fans immediately made the connection. It was aimed directly at Jim. The consequences were severe. Jim's team was disintegrating. Brooke's team was sulking. Additionally, Chrissy's team was requesting that she leave for good. The focus of the story has changed from Brooke being revealed to Jim being exposed as a hypocrite, to conceal his mess while managing everyone else's. But a well-known gossip insider's last post was the cliffhanger that left the internet in shock. "You guys think this scandal is messy now?" They tweeted. "It's not only Jim, as you can see when you look at the other people in the London receipts." Speculation erupted. And who else was involved? Could it be an artist in Jim's social circle, a reality celebrity, or someone surprisingly close to Chrissy? For now, the truth is kept secret. However, one thing cannot be denied. A worldwide storm has erupted from Jim questioning Brooke Bailey about an alleged liaison with a Nigerian singer, dragging Chrissy into the fray and threatening to reveal Jim's personal information. The London receipts are anticipated by everyone, and this story will be about more than infidelity when they drop. In the messiest love triangles in hip-hop, it has the power to completely alter our perceptions of devotion, treachery, and survival. Because nobody is innocent in this game, and everyone could be destroyed in the next chapter. And it's that family that keeps us on the edge of our seats throughout the entire story. Jim Jones was revealed by Chrissy's cryptic message after previously accusing Brooke Bailey. The rumors of London receipts now threaten to blow the whole thing out of proportion. What began as an altercation and supposed affair has turned into a whirlwind of secrets, treachery, and multiple lives. The sort of drama that, by contrast, makes reality TV seem mild. We require your response to this question, though. Do you believe that Brooke Bailey's self-defense was truly inappropriate? Or was she merely a diversion from Jim's own filth? What do you suppose Chrissy meant when she remarked, "I've been new," is more significant? Was she implying that she had been keeping Jim's secrets all along? Or was it a subliminal reminder that Brooke wasn't telling the truth? The comments area is going to blow up, and I want to know what you think. Put aside your theories, the below are your best guesses and projections. Because this story is far from over, I assure you. We're talking about an earthquake that might destroy Jim and Chrissy's entire foundation and reveal more players in the game than anyone ever imagined if the London receipts actually plummet. Remember to hit the notification bell and subscribe button so you don't miss the next update when those receipts arrive. Chronology. This is the type of narrative that transforms everything in an instant. And you would like to know first. What's your call then? Is Jim at fault? Is the victim Brooke? Or has Chrissy been the one, silently pulling the ropes the entire time? Let's discuss it.